Welcome into the Suffolk Sports Report, everyone. Alongside Sophie Bortone, I'm Jacob Tobey. Make sure to follow Studio 73 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We have a lot to get to today, and for the first time ever on the Suffolk Sports Report, we have a college football breakdown.
That's right, a great overall weekend in college football, headlined by the top team in the country going down. Anim Osmani is live in the studio with the story. Anim?
Thanks, Sophie. We're coming out of one of the most exciting weeks of college football, and that is rivalry week. It is a time when rankings and statistics mean nothing, and it means everything. 9th-ranked Ohio State was certainly in that predicament as they found themselves squaring up against unranked Michigan for the 115th time as the Buckeyes try to make a final bid for the National College Football Championship. Michigan is trying to win this matchup for the first time since 2011. And their offense got going on the second drive of the game after John Corn connects with Sean McKeown for 27 yards. Chris Evans then sets up the Wolverines for a first and goal situation in which they eventually ran the ball in for the score, with the fullback Khalid Hill taking a 7-0 lead in the first. Michigan's defense then follows up with a 3-and-out for 3 consecutive Buckeye possessions, which sets up Donovan People-Jones with a beautiful punt return, setting up great field position for the Wolverines. That allows Michigan to score again with a play-action pass to McKeown, extending the lead to 14-0. Uh-oh, is this an upset alert? Ohio State showed some progression on offense in the second quarter. JT Barrett runs it in, cuts the lead in half. Later in the second, this time Barrett throws for a touchdown on a play-action read to his tight end, leaving the score tied at halftime. However, Michigan was the first to score in the second half with a touchdown run from 1 yard out by Kieran Higdon. Unfortunately for JT Barrett, he had to head into the locker room in the third quarter with an apparent knee injury. Redshirt freshman Dwayne Haskins takes over and surprisingly leads the offense on 2 scoring drives as he hands off the ball to J.K. Dobbins there. It was all Ohio State in the fourth quarter, and they leave Ann Arbor with a 31-20 victory. Going down south, number 1 Alabama taking on 6th-ranked Auburn in the 82nd annual meeting of the Iron Bowl. Auburn has already taken down the number 1 team 2 weeks ago in dominating fashion against the Georgia Bulldogs, beating them 40-17. Can the Tigers do it again against the Crimson Tide? For the past 7 years, the winning team ends up going to the SEC Championship and then heads to the National Championship game. The 2 teams went into the locker room with a score of 10-7 at halftime in favor of Auburn. Auburn's defense held Bama to 128 yards at that point. The Tigers' first score came off a jump pass by running back Kerryon Johnson to wide receiver Ryan Davis. Alabama struck next as Jalen Hurts throws a pass into single coverage, and Jerry Jeudy makes a grab for the Tide, as we see here. If only the cornerback turned around. Here we see Auburn make a sack on Jalen Hurts, and they've been putting pressure on Mr. Clutch all day long. But however, whatever Nick Saban told his team in the locker room was pretty effective as his team marched down the field with authority at the start of the third quarter. Scarsborough caps off the drive. Here's another look at it. Talk about authority with Scarsborough. Boy, he's fast. However, Auburn was not fazed as they conducted a scoring drive of their own, settling up for a field goal, making the score 14-13. Next possession, the Tigers marched down the field to score a touchdown with Kerryon Johnson from 1 yard out. Make that 20-14. Bama couldn't get any points on the board in the ensuing drive due to an interesting sequence of events. Here's a look at the last disastrous play of that drive. The Tigers make Bama pay as quarterback Jarrett Stidham runs in for the score 26-14 in the fourth. Tigers defense continues to do its thing all game long, pulling off another upset. And here we see them stopping Bama on 4th down and 3. Auburn will face off against Georgia again in Atlanta for the conference championship next week. Speaking of upsets, number 2 Miami lost to the University of Pittsburgh last Friday, 24-14. The U is now out of the college football playoffs. Next week, another rematch will occur, and that is at the Big 12 championship game where number 10 TCU will attempt to redeem themselves against number 4 Oklahoma. The new team rankings will officially be released tonight. Sophie, back to you.
Thanks, Anim. Now let's talk about how the Celtics have performed in their past 2 games. The C's faced off against the Pacers on Saturday night in hopes that they would maintain the best record in the NBA. Despite missing their lead scorer, Victor Oladipo, the Pacers started off strong, not allowing any easy trips to the basket. Turner showed a physical presence with his rim-protecting ability early, as he first blocks Daniel Tias, and then minutes later blocking Abdul Nader, meeting him at the rim. Kyrie later made an effort to ignite the Celtics at the end of the first quarter when he quickly crossed up Darren Collison, finding his way to the hoop with the reverse layup.
Uncle Drew.
It looks like Kyrie was telling the C's that it was time to get back on track. No wonder why he's considered the top point guard in the East. The Celtics fought back in the third quarter as Kyrie sends it back to Horford, who drilled the wide-open three. Great shot. Irving continued to find the open man, allowing the red-hot Horford to knock down another three. The chemistry between those two is undeniable. Celtics up by 8. Kyrie has the ability to find his way to the rim and score basically whenever he desires. It's no secret that his talents have been impacting the overall play of the Celtics. He led the Green with 25 points, and the C's dominated late, showing their ability to come from behind and win, with a final score of 108-98.
And then Celtics hosting the Pistons last night at TD Garden. Haven't lost a home game since October 18th versus the Milwaukee Bucks, trying to keep that streak alive. Old friend Avery Bradley with the first bucket of the game got a warm ovation from the crowd pre-game. Celtics first bucket, Al Horford knocks it down in the corner. Bradley finding Andre Drummond early on. He would have a monster night. And Drummond finding Bradley with the backdoor cut, but coming in is Jason Tatum with the rejection. Under 2 minutes left to go in the half. Bradley to Drummond for the alley-oop. Third quarter, Marcus Smart from way downtown banks in the three, was red hot. He had 6 threes on the night. Fourth quarter, this was the play of the game. Drummond with the steal, the stuff, and the foul would make the free throw, put the Pistons up by 7. Could Kyrie Irving bring the Celtics back? Not this time. He misses the three. The C's would lose 118-108. Andre Drummond, 26 points, 20 rebounds. Here is Avery Bradley on his return to the Garden.
You know, this is my second home, playing here for 7 years. I knew coming back, the fans would be excited about it, or I hope they would be excited about it, because I left everything on this floor every night I played. So I just appreciate their support, and this is always going to be my home.
All right, Jacob, what do you think about Avery Bradley making his return to the Garden?
It was a good night for him. I think he played really well. He's made a great impact on the Pistons this season. I think, 7 seasons with the Boston Celtics was a long time. Drafted by the Celtics. I think it was 17th overall out of Texas. He had a great career in Boston, was really good defensively. You saw his game improve time in and time out. Every year he took a step forward on the offensive side as well. And whenever you needed a defensive stop, Avery Bradley was your guy. So it was nice to see. The crowd really liked him.
Right,
he got a nice video as well, so it was cool.
Yeah, I think that everyone appreciated seeing him back at the Garden. And moving on to Marcus Smart, he has had a great performance in the past 2 games, averaging 19 points in the past 2 games. I actually saw a tweet a couple days ago. Horford sat down Marcus Smart and told him to just relax and that he'll get back on his game, and it looks like he really broke out.
Yeah, Smart's really struggled from three-point land, from everywhere on the court, shooting the ball. It's because I don't even really know why. He's shot better in the past. This season especially has been one of his worst. I think he's in the bottom 3 in field goal percentage in the league, maybe the worst shooting field goal percentage in the league. So he needs to step up big time on that, and we know what he brings defensively.
Exactly.
It's what he brings on the offensive end. Time and time again, we've seen him struggle, seen him jack up threes. I mean, he had 6 last night. That's a lot of three-pointers for a guy that's going to struggle in this game and in this season so far, but I think he's actually been pretty clutch too. He's hit some clutch three-pointers this season and last season. So when the time really matters, he stepped up, but I think he needs to step up in the times that the Celtics really need him in that second and third quarter where it's a little bit more struggling for the offense. But I think he's stepped up big time in the past 2 games offensively.
Yeah, I think he needs to find his happy medium, and then he'll definitely be dangerous on the court. So it looks like the next game is against Philly on Thursday night, tip-off at 7:30. What do you think is going to happen there?
Well, you got to face Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons actually has an ankle sprain, so we don't know if he'll play on Thursday. We'll see about that. But Joel Embiid, one of the best centers in the league by far, didn't play over 30 games the season ago due to injury, and now, excuse me, he's been unreal, and still in limited minutes, by the way, because he's coming back from the injury, not playing his rookie year. Coming back, he's one of the best big men in the league. Ben Simmons, that tandem has been so good. J.J. Redick also as well, coming over from the Clippers. He's been a three-point presence for them. So Celtics, they had trouble stopping a big man, Andre Drummond, last night versus the Pistons. You saw that, and they're going to have trouble stopping Joel Embiid down low on the block. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. And if Ben Simmons plays, who will guard him? Will it be Jaylen Brown? Will it be Jason Tatum? You have some length on the outside that can guard him. And it should be a fun one, though. TD Garden It's going to be lit, as they say.
Yeah, that starts a 5-game homestand, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. So that'll be all for today. Make sure to follow Studio 73 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So for Sophie Bortone, I'm Jacob Tobey. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.